Alright, good morning. And this is part 2 of my June 27th update. And I wanted to show my growing light system that I fabricated. And it's 24-inch wide, and I've got 4 bulbs, 2 fixtures, and I screwed them to a piece of plywood, and I've got some nylon strap going up, and I took a dowel from a broomstick and I ran it across the top of the 2 cabinets, and I drilled a hole in it, and I have 2 like pegs sticking down in it. So when I want to change the height of this, I just pull the pegs out, roll the dowel to the height I want this at. It goes all the way up into here. Stick the pegs back in, and it fits a 172 cell growing tray just right. And plus I have the light from the window helping me, and this is all new to me. I've never grown anything from a seed. And then my power I have going up and around down to a timer, and I also bought a little heating mat for in the winter that'll sit up here and plugs in over there that will keep the seeds warm. And I just wanted to show that. This is the tomato that I got off of the Amelia plant. It's not ripe totally, but I figured it would help the plant to produce more tomatoes if I got to start it on some picking tomatoes. But I'm guessing that's around a pound or so. And then this is the one off the Better Boy. It's all cat-faced, and it had the blossom end rot. Just a little bit. I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to cut a piece of this off and try it once it ripens up a little more. And this is a experiment that I cut a sucker from one of the plants, don't remember, and planted it in some soil. And it's about tripled in size since then. That was about a week and a half ago. And that's pretty easy, just, you know, taking a sucker, and maybe this will grow maybe just a few tomatoes before the first freeze. And then just to experiment with my system here, I want to try to grow some seeds and learn what I'm doing and getting the soil right. So I took a tomato that I got from a farm stand, and I think he said it was a Brandywine, but it didn't look like a Brandywine or taste like what I heard a Brandywine tastes like, but maybe it is. But anyway, I took the seeds out of it and I fermented them in a bottle, and everything worked just like it's supposed to. And I dried them out just to try out the system. And then I put it in some medium, watered them, put them under the light, and sure enough, and this has been, you know, this is like a week and a half. I don't think it may be 2 weeks, and they're growing pretty nice there. I don't know what kind of tomato it is. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I know what I'm doing a little more now, and when it comes time in this early spring to try some heirloom tomatoes or whatever, at least I'll kind of have an idea of what I'm doing and have my light and all that set up right. And that's the whole reason that I did this. And I've been growing all kind of seeds and just trying it out. And let's see here. And just to show an example, this is my turnips. I don't think they like hot weather at all. But they grew and sprouted and had leaves, and I think it was the soil was a little too wet, and then I set them outside for a couple days, and that pretty well did them in. But I grew them, and they came out of a seed, and I'll grow some more at the end of the summer, and I'm going to try to put them out there. This is a purple top, I believe, yeah, purple top turnip, and I'm happy just to eat the turnip greens off of it. That would be fine with me. So that's an experiment, and that's something we need to work on. And then, as I showed in my other video, where I planted the coleus, and these are cuttings that I took, and they've grown. I've already pinched them down. These have been in here about 2 weeks. I took a couple from each plant just to do it, just to sprout. And I stuck them in some water and they grew roots. And then I stuck them down in the soil, and I should have let the roots grow a little longer before I did that. I don't know, because they almost died, but then they came back. But I read somewhere that if you let them grow too much in the water, that they have a hard time acclimating to the soil. So as soon as I saw some roots coming out, I put them in the soil, and I left them pretty wet, and to hope to let the roots just grow more. And I didn't have them in the sun. I had them in more of a shade area, and they seem to like that. And they're actually doing pretty well. And they can go outside before long, and maybe and go ahead and put them in a bigger pot or something, or arrangement, and then we can have it inside the house, you know, over the winter maybe. But I'm just having a blast, just growing stuff and cuttings and suckers and seeds, and really getting into it lately. And I've been trying some other things too. I'm going to have I'm setting up a raised bed garden. I'm going to have 2 4x4 plots. I'm not going to do square foot gardening necessarily, but I'm going to similar, just kind of planting stuff here and there, and to see how that goes. And also on this here, I bought me a little, this is like $5, but it seems pretty accurate. And I bought it at like Dollar General or somewhere like that. And I'm just going to put this in the my tray here and be able to kind of keep an eye on the temperature. Maybe. And now I'm saving coffee grounds and starting to do stuff like that. I've been saving old vegetables, things like that, and I've got a bucket outside that I put grass clippings and leaves and old vegetables and some soil and different stuff, and it's kind of like my compost bucket.